Malik Nabers is a tough player to rank. Unlike trying to rank Jordan versus LeBron, which apparently we've got to have that debate at the end of the Nabers conversation because I guess you guys want to do it. And Luis wants it to take place. We've also got a 10-minute show per usual unless a $20 super chat extends the show, which Hebrew Hammer decided to hammertize the show right now and drop an extender. So
5-minute extender.
The show has just been extended 5 minutes due to a $20 super chat.
So the show is
Beautiful.
the show is already extended 5 minutes. The Fantasy Football Show Dynasty show begins right now. File on in, ladies and gentlemen. Glad to have you here for another Graveyard edition.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Dynasty Fantasy Football Show.
We got a little bit of a delay with everything. I got to restart the system, but I can't do it now. Hebrew Hammer here. Absolutely love Nabers with dimes. He was insane. MJ, and it isn't even close. Yeah, Nabers is really good. We talked about Nabers the other night, but from a dynasty perspective, he does seem to be still undervalued, and from a redraft perspective, he certainly is undervalued. In redraft, you can get him probably at the second round territory that even ranges sometimes mid to late second round. Sometimes I'm seeing him at 18 overall, which is about as late as you probably will ever get him, I think. If not, we just keep scooping him up. But this is a risky first drafted player coming off the knee injury if he's your first drafted player. He's not your first drafted player in redraft. He is your second drafted player. In fact, he's not going 13, 14, 15. I just said he goes 15 to 18, 15 to 20. That is super safe. I think in Dynasty, you're obviously paying more. You're probably paying at least 1-2 turns, so 11, 12, 13 overall value. Some might even draft him like 8 or 9. So it kind of depends on the environment you're in. Are you drafting with heavy wide receiver, people? There's certainly going to be some 2026 volatility because of Matt Nagy, but Matt Nagy's a short-term solution. It's an attractive landing spot. It's going to be a little bit of, I would say, I don't want to say bumps in the road for Jackson Dart because of the changeover that's inevitable with Matt Nagy not likely to deliver. So you got to consider the volatility that might be present for the entire offense, like Trevor Lawrence waiting for Liam Cohen for so long. Turnover, new coordinator, new system. And T-Law was T-Late. and so now T-Law is kind of, back in the saddle. The Law Dog milk is back on shelves and the Lion Mang's hair is doing work. But Nabers is still so good that the fact that you're getting him as a second drafted player in redraft and more of a 1-2 turn player, 12, 13, 11, 10, you're baking in all of that volatility even. Because even in a volatile world, Nabers is still going to deliver probably that 1-2 turn value. I think that there's some inherent risk in his play, in his style of play. There's inherent risk in his quarterback style of play. You could look at this similar to Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow being kind of an injury-prone duo, and Jackson Dart and Malik Nabers being an injury-prone duo. Now, will they draft Jeremiah Love? Will they not? They love Scatterboo. At least Jackson Dart loves Scatterboo. I don't know. And it almost doesn't matter at the cost of entry for any of these players named on the New York Giants football squad, not named Jeremiah Love, if Jeremiah Love ends up landing there, because he'll go high. But Nabers is very, very solid in terms of ADP. I do think that there's a world where he's the number one wide receiver in the league. Calendar and a half years from now, 2 years from now, I don't think he can get close to number one this year because of the injury. I don't think it's going to hold him back all that much, but you mix in that needing to play at your prime while you're still not 100%, because it takes about a full calendar year of playing on a recovered knee like that, an ACL tear, to truly be back to 100%. But we saw Christian Watson look fantastic coming out of all people. That hamstring king gets injured all the time. He has a great year coming off the hamstring. So I do believe this is a very, 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 very attractive. Risk is completely and utterly baked into the scenario. So we'll open the phone lines briefly for the Malik Nabers reactions, but there's not much to really go over because he's a steal. No one's arguing against Malik Nabers in redraft 15 to 18 overall. It's only upside. No one's arguing that he can't get you 11, 10, 12 overall, 8 overall value in Dynasty. But the de facto players above him are just going to naturally shove him down because of the injury concern, because of the Jackson Dart injury concern, because of the Nagy concern. All that's just going to make him have baked-in Dynasty value and super baked-in redraft risk value. So love this guy. Couldn't think of a better second-round pick to mix into your portfolio. Don't go over drafting a player on a volatile team. Oversaturate. It definitely could end badly given the injury history already and the reckless style of play, but you certainly need to have a share because if this guy ends up being wide receiver 4, you're gonna regret not having at least one share. You just can't overdo it. Phone lines are open. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Let's see. Brian says there's no debate with Jordan LeBron. He has 43K. Jordan is 6th in scoring now. Yeah, sure. Brian. No, Brian. No, I'm sorry. Brian's. Who here is going to debate Team LeBron that has seen both of them play? Because that I can tell right now that's somebody who's never seen Jordan play in his life. He's seen a YouTube video, but just unbelievable. Let's throw a bunch of stats at the screen. You know, if Joe Flacco plays long enough, are we just ranking him in the top 10 all time? Like, what are we doing here? Is LeBron top 5? Of course, but he's not even 2. He's not even 2. His stats don't do it. To me, Kobe's 2. If Jordan 1, Kobe 2. Who is the best player? Not who has the longest stat reign. Stats don't tell the story. If you want to argue LeBron's going to have the best stats of all time, sure. Congratulations. You know? Smitty, I've seen both play clown. How about this? Bye, Brian. Bye, Brian.
That's
Now your show's no longer. Now go find somebody else. You call me a clown, you're out of here. So see ya. Congratulations, Brian.
More.
Nice job. Nice job, Brian. All right, Joseph Heberhammer, thank you for extending the show, my boy. Let me go over to DJ real quick. DJ, where's Luis? This is his show. He's not even here.
There he is. He's here.
Okay, Luis.
Best
dial in.
on the planet, Smitty.
Thank you.
What's up, squad? You know, saying LeBron James is better than MJ is like saying your show is not the best show on the planet. You know,
exactly.
Just madness. You know, just madness. Malik Nabers Dynasty. And I mean, would have to be in a startup. What is he going? Maybe 3rd or 4th round? Maybe
no,
second.
No, he's going at. No, I just explained the ADPs in a dynasty environment. He's going in the 1st to 2nd round turn, 12, 13, 14 overall. In a redraft, he's going in the 2nd round.
Okay.
Yeah.
All fine, well and good. You know, all fine, well and good. And in fact, I just think that from a standpoint of, you know, his health, and even if they add another wide receiver, I think extender. I think they, you know, he'll still be doing his thing, you know. In terms of he's just that dude, you know, from that standpoint. And I think, I'll kind of pivot real quick, just in terms of the wide receiver class that's coming in, that how landing spot dependent they are. And that's not to take anything away from them. Don't get me wrong. But, very few of these wide receivers are like coming in and not necessarily landing spot dependent. Be it they need a quarterback coming in or they have one. There's not a Wilson in this draft, in Olave, just these receivers that came in and still produced, year one despite circumstances. Which is why I think, Malik Nabers is like that, right?
Yeah, we love Nabers. Nabers is fantastic.
Best show on the planet, Smitty.
All right, hey, mute yourself real quickly in case we need to dip into the Jordan knowledge that you might have there in the cabeza. So hold on one second. We got Luis here. Luis, you're live. The floor is yours.
Yes, sir.
The LeBron James ridiculous debate begins now.
Well, I was going to ask you first, Smitty. What is your case for? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was going to ask you first. What's your case for him being the greatest player of all time?
Well, Jordan. Okay. You ask
Yes, sir.
any great player like Iverson, Shaquille O'Neal. I'm talking about guys that you could easily argue were almost, if not one of the best at the position at that position. Like Shaquille O'Neal, one of the best centers of all time. Would you say you agree with that? Allen Iverson, one of the best guards and scorers of all time. Would you say that? Best, right?
He's changed his narrative a couple times, but yes, sir.
These guys have consistently said there's just no question that if Jordan played in today's NBA, he would score 50 points a game. Not to mention Jordan still averaged more points per game than anybody in NBA history at 30.1 or whatever the number is. So not only is he the highest scoring player in NBA history per game, he would have scored 20 points more per game, says a lot of people, in a very soft NBA that I have a lot of people that didn't watch Jordan or that era, and it's not their fault, Luis. It's not your fault. You didn't watch Jordan. You didn't watch Clyde Drexler. You didn't watch Larry Bird. You didn't watch Isaiah Thomas. You didn't watch these teams. And when people come in and say things like the NBA's tougher now, or they don't know what they're talking about. The NBA was so much tougher back then. The Portland Trailblazers would have worked over 90% of the teams in today's NBA. The Bird-led Celtics, or the Isaiah Thomas and Dumar and all those guys, the Patrick Ewing Knicks, like all these teams would run circles around majority of the NBA teams, the soft NBA teams today, the floppers, the no defense, the stupid gather step. The NBA has become a joke with this gather nonsense, bro. It's just manipulation of the rules, finding the loopholes, and players taking 7 steps now to dunk the ball. The NBA is soft. It's soft. The NBA of the past would run circles around today's NBA. It's nonsense. Are there better shooters? There are, but the defense is way less effective and worse than back in the day. And Jordan won 6 NBA titles, never ever lost an NBA title final series. He was 6-0. He won 3 titles in a row. Took a hiatus, came back and won 3 titles in a row again. A three-peat twice. And has what was it, 9 or 10 scoring titles? I think it was 9 or 10 scoring titles. LeBron has won.
10 scoring.
Defensive player of the year. I mean,
Defensive player of the year. And not to mention, okay, can we throw all that out? What do I do for a living, Luis?
You analyze sports.
Analyze, predict, project, scout. I don't even care what numbers you throw at me. I don't care what numbers I threw at you. None of that matters at all to someone like me, because I use my eyeballs, and I use my eyeballs to watch both of them play, not only live, but watch their careers from start to finish. LeBron is obviously still going, but I saw Jordan play. Not just the end of it all. I saw him from the beginning. He got me into basketball. I had to hoop up above the fireplace with the little squishy orange ball that was falling apart, dribbled between my legs with the NBA little basket that had the batteries out and it didn't even work anymore. And I'm just mimicking his moves. I watched both Jordan and LeBron play. I don't need anyone, and I don't care, honestly, about anyone's take. You will change my mind 0%. I'd love to hear it, but you'll change my mind 0% because my eyeballs are the ones telling me, not stats, not some 22-year-old or 28-year-old or 31-year-old person that didn't watch both of them play try to tell me that because of stats on paper, I'm supposed to ignore what my eyes are screaming is obvious and blatant. Go ahead, Luis. The
Jordan
floor is yours.
Just let me say one thing. I just want to say one thing. If you look at Jordan too, Jordan played like 80 to 82 games basically every year, except the year before he retired. 2 years before he retired, he played 60. That's when he came back, so he couldn't have played 82. And I think he was hurt 85, 86. Besides that, he played 78, 80, 82 every single year. Even LeBron doing his maintenance days, which everyone does nowadays. And not to mention,
Thanks, Luis and Hammer.
won 3. Yeah, thanks, guys. He won 3. He retired, took time off, whatever you want to call it. Came back, won 3 again. And he did it with Scottie Pippen and a bunch of good but not great players. LeBron James has just collected talent and put talent around him.
Jordan also won all 6 titles with the same team, which is a feat in itself. LeBron has had to go try and build super teams around him.
That seems to be the thing. Like, get your 3. You have to have 3 on a squad. These years. We're missing a third. These assembled teams, and I mean, it is what it is. But when we talk about team, not necessarily in these days. More power to them because they're getting the bag. But that's the thing, man. If LeBron was playing now and he could say, hit his people up like, yo, why don't you come join me? You know what? It'd be bananas.
So I would also say too that for the Joseph O in the chat saying Bill Russell and Jordan. No, Hammer's Joseph G. Joseph O. Joseph O is saying Bill Russell. And let me just tell you this: Jordan has even said that you can't really even compare across generations very easily, and that Bill, Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, there's a lot of players that I believe are a stronger argument over LeBron that played that long ago. So this is going to be even more of a, oh my God, I can't believe what I'm hearing from the LeBron truthers, because you mix in those guys, which I didn't watch play. And I can honestly tell you, is there a debate to be made about Bill Russell and to make about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who I did see, a lot.
For sure.
You can definitely make these arguments, that I can't even defend, because I'm admitting the same thing. But if we're going off of what I have seen, and we do have a strong confirmation by a lot of people that Jordan is better than those guys, which you could make the argument, and I would literally heed the road to you and say, you're right. I can't compare them to players that played back in the day, especially that far back when there's a lot different, rules and training and everything. They were not, given the facilities that these guys have been given. But yeah, let's go over to Luis real quick. Luis, thank you, Hammer and Luis, for extending the show. You got 11 minutes on the clock. Luis, go ahead and have at it, my friend.
So let me just start off by saying the point of this was never to try to switch anybody, because you're not going to be able to switch somebody who's already in their stance. Just like you're not going to change my opinion, I'm not going to change your opinion. and that's okay. You know, I will say to Travis's point, saying that Jordan played nonstop. In the beginning of LeBron's career, he was doing that. The NBA transitioned into a load management, and that is not on LeBron.
LeBron can do what he wants. He doesn't have to sit.
Well, that's what. Okay, that's cool. Also, when it comes to Jordan, and you know, obviously it's well known that he never won. Yes, that he didn't switch teams, of course, but he also never won without Scottie Pippen. It's really well known. He's 1-9 without Scottie Pippen. I'm just gonna say something real quick. He never beat Isaiah Thomas and Larry Bird, and the NBA went into it expanded the 1990 season. That's when Jordan started winning all these championships. And people tried to act like the 6 years Jordan dominated. It wasn't 6 years. It was actually 8 years. And he did lose. When he came back, he lost in the semifinals. You can't use if you're gonna use every excuse against LeBron, judge him for everything he's done. You can't say Jordan did not lose because he wasn't fresh enough.
Who said Jordan never lost? Like, everyone's going to lose, though, Luis. Nobody wins 3 titles in a row than 3 titles in a row back-to-back with the same team. And Scottie Pippen's not even close to... I know some people say Scottie Pippen's one of the better support role players. Jordan helped make Scottie Pippen one of the best support role players. When they separated, Pippen was not even close to the same player everybody said that maybe he could have been without Jordan.
Made it to the finals.
So Pippen is not even a top 15 overall play. Like, what are we arguing here? Pippen? He didn't win without Pippen. What do you want Jordan to do? Play with nobody? Did he have to have 0 supporting cast for you to say, okay, he's the GOAT? LeBron's had 10 times the talent around him than Jordan did. 10 times. 10 times. He had nobody, bro. He had Pippen. Who else?
Competition.
Pippen.
You know, so people, what's LeBron's biggest burden in his career? He lost against the Mavericks.
Flopping.
In 2011. The same team.
Flopping
well,
like
that can be one. But you know, Kobe also got swept by that same Mavericks team, and that's also I don't understand why Kobe is even above LeBron in this conversation. But everybody has their own opinion. Flopping. It's a league. Yeah, the Mavericks, 2011. That's Jordan's. Most of my friends, other fantasy circle, you know, they're older. I'm the youngest one by a lot. I'm 10 to 15 years younger than I'm 10 to 15 years younger than everybody else in my so-called dynasty league. Everybody says that he lost to the Mavericks because we live in Texas, and everybody brings up.
I don't know what we're saying that we lost. Of course, you're going to lose.
That was a choke job by him.
And that's what people remember the most.
That's not what people remember. That's the people that want to find. I don't know what you're saying there.
LeBron has choked though. Jordan didn't really choke.
In the beginning of his career,
Jordan's never choked at the finals. He's 6-0 in the finals.
Right.
Of course,
he's never. No one's ever gone to a Game 7 against Jordan in the finals.
I don't know what we're arguing here. That he lost some games, bro. Was he supposed to win? Is he supposed to win every finals he ever played in, or every season? You're just gonna go cherry pick and say, well, he lost here. Like you're saying he never beat the Pistons, or he never beat this team, or he beat everybody when he won 6 titles.
He never beat Isaiah. He never beat.
He beat Isaiah Thomas 6 times when he won the title, and Isaiah Thomas didn't. I don't understand.
Isaiah was retiring. That's why Rodman left, and he joined Michael Jordan. My bad. That's why Rodman. That's why Rodman left, and he joined Michael Jordan. You know, it's that career is amazing. Okay, this is the thing. This is the thing why I think LeBron is the GOAT. So, do you believe Michael Jordan was under the most pressure while he was playing? Is that what made him, because he never cracked? Is that
hold on 1 second. Let me merge Hammer in real quick, because I somehow I thought he was on the phone and maybe he hung up. But do I believe Jordan was under the most pressure? I think that's a very subjective question. There's no direct answer to, Luis. We don't know who's under the most pressure. Everyone's under pressure.
Thank you for that.
Huh?
For sure. I'm like, thank you for that, because I would say LeBron, ever since he was 16, he's been the chosen one, and he's had this career with all the expectations. You know, nobody's perfect. I understand.
Hey, my question to you is this: you have
yes, sir.
What do you actually have that's tangible against Jordan being the GOAT, because you only have what other people are saying. You can't, you don't have anything for yourself to back it up. You're only going to read something and then repeat it. Like, that's all the knowledge you have against Jordan, because you can't just sit there and tell me you watched every game in sequence. Not to mention you wouldn't have been able to feel the vibe of that or understand it, or understand how good the surrounding talent was, as it all was cohesive together into the understanding of what the league was like back then. And the fact that you've said a couple times, and a couple other people say, that who do you have that was tough to go up against, makes me just laugh so hard that people think the NBA was softer back then. It was so much harder, bro. It was such a tougher league.
I can only imagine the aura that Jordan had. I've looked at, obviously, I never watched him play, but I have seen a lot of little documentaries, and one that really got my attention. There was one of his former teammates. Took him to a club in Atlanta. He never wanted to go out because the paparazzi were always around him. The guy, the club owner, found out that Jordan was there. He turned on the lights. He didn't care about Jordan. And Jordan, basically, he was the biggest attraction in the world at the time. I understand that he had the biggest aura. He was basically Tiger Woods times. I mean, not even Tiger Woods. I watch soccer.
What's that? I don't understand what we're doing here. But what are you talking about, though?
I'm just telling you what it was like, the atmosphere when it came to the but what it was like.
I get that you could watch a documentary and get a feel for something, but you have no clue though. You didn't watch Jordan play. I know, but you could only watch something and by somebody that skews something maybe the way they want to tell the story, because you're trusting that story is told the right way. Or you look at some stats, or you hear a commentator say, you have nothing to go off but what other people have told you. That's it. You got to at least admit that. Your basis of Jordan's career has nothing to do with you and your evaluation. And Luis, I mean that in almost a compliment, in that your deficiency here in this argument isn't because of you. It's because of what you've been told about it. And so that makes me have hope that if you did live through the Jordan era, I believe you'd be standing on the same side that I'm standing, because I think you would have saw what I saw. But it's funny to me that anybody making this debate is going off of what someone's told them, not what they felt, what they saw. And it's like the astronaut example. You know, it's like you're sitting here arguing with an astronaut that's walked on the moon, and you're trying to tell him what it's like to walk on the moon. And he's like, that's not what it's like. And you're like, yeah, it is. I read about it. Someone told me about it. Aunt Edna told me about it. Like, that's all you have. You have... this is my final point here, and I'll let you close it out, is that you don't have a leg to stand on. Even if you were, let's say you were more right than I'm giving you credit, you're still going off of other people. You aren't equipped to have this argument because you didn't watch both of them play. So that's like somebody reading about something and seeing something and trying to compare them, just like my astronaut example. There's nothing here. You have nothing that you have knowledge of, direct knowledge of, to speak on for Michael Jordan. You just don't.
If we go off that, then Wilt, like you said, you saw parts of Kareem. You didn't really see all of Wilt. You saw Bill Russell.
We're not talking about them.
I understand.
But hey, if you ask me, I'd say I can't make the judgment about Wilt versus Jordan.
But if you have to. Okay,
I can't.
My thing is just okay. That's cool. So I guess I'll bring it up and say why I believe why I believe LeBron is the GOAT. So when it comes to peak, like the peak of a player, I would grade Jordan at 100. His peak was 100, and LeBron, I would grade it at 90. But if we go based on longevity,
that's a different argument.
LeBron 100, and I would give Jordan an 80.
Yeah, you just did.
How did I feel myself?
Yeah, that doesn't do anything.
Go ahead, Hammer.
For the argument.
Because it's who's the greatest of all time, not who's the longest to play.
It's not over yet. It's not even over yet, and I like to grade both of them equally.
It's embarrassing.
I'm not gonna
right now. What LeBron's doing is embarrassing.
Yeah, LeBron is embarrassing right now.
I'm not gonna say that's crazy.
It's not crazy.
To me, kind of is, because
him falling on the ground, not grabbing both elbows, trying to figure out which elbow he should pretend is hurt. Like, that's the latest one.
Yeah, Jordan would never have pretended to get hurt like LeBron.
He's not the best player on his own team.
Jordan
not the
won.
best player in his
Well,
own
now,
team
of
right
course,
now.
at year 23, I would hope
Okay.
that he's not number one. He's not.
Well-
He's number 3 right now.
And,
I mean,
and in fairness, when Jordan came back his
Jordan-
final year, he was
Jordan
not
wasn't
necessarily the
he
same
was
player.
number 12 in 1994 when he retired the first time. and he
Look,
wasn't the best
everyone's
player.
going to drop.
He was
Everyone's going to
the
drop off. There's no need to even belittle Jordan's year or LeBron's year right now or whatever, because Jordan argument off too when he was coming back his final year. So that happens. There's nothing wrong with that. It's normal. It's natural. The argument you have though, it is very box score Bobby, as Silver said, is you're going off stats, and if you were to say LeBron's the most impressive to do it for the longest, that's a totally different argument. And Luis with an extender. Hold on 1 second, Luis. Luis with an extender.
5-minute extender.
He's going to extend the show 5 minutes. You would have an argument there, but that's a very select, conversation and debate is who did it the longest, and LeBron probably will go down as the best player in that argument. But Jordan, if you ask anybody that knows anything about ball that watched both of them play, that's what I'm saying there. I'm not saying you don't know ball. I'm saying if you watch anybody that knows that knows a lot about ball, that watch both of them play, they're going to laugh on your face. That's how different this argument is for people that saw both. Jordan is the most clutch player probably to ever play the game and ever will. This is the guy that he wanted the ball so badly and wanted to be down by 2 points with 5 seconds left, and you throw it to him, and everyone was scared to death to play him, bro. They were scared.
Would you agree on this take? You say Jordan is the best. I say LeBron. But would you agree that LeBron has had the best career of all time?
No, that's what we're arguing.
That's crazy.
No, what are you doing?
That's
what are you
crazy.
doing? What means crazy?
Having the best career is
Let me know when I can hop in.
I said that's crazy. We've just been talking about.
Let HT jump in.
Hold on.
HT,
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. This is what we've been talking about, Luis. Who is the best player, the best career? The longest career? LeBron. But that's a very specific question. Jordan is the best player to ever play the game, to my knowledge. And again, Wilt Chamberlain and those guys, you have a debate to squeeze in and say, hey, what about Wilt? And I'd say, you know what? Even Jordan said when someone asked him about Wilt Chamberlain and those guys back then, he's like, you can't really compare that far back in time. You ask Jordan if he's better than LeBron, he'll tell you absolutely I was better than LeBron. But everybody else will too. The people that know ball. Jordan is the person you would want to have the ball with the game on the line. And you ask defenders, they were scared to death of him. No one's scared of LeBron. Like, LeBron's great.
250 pounds. 2013.
You're not hearing what I'm saying, Luis. You're not hearing what I'm saying. You're not hearing what I'm saying.
I saw him destroy the Celtics.
You didn't see.
And Prime Shaq would ruin LeBron inside the arc.
I know.
Prime
All right.
Shaq will ruin anybody in history.
Okay, go back to Hammer. Go ahead.
So how can he be the greatest of all time? Yeah, go for it, Hammer.
So just a few points that I think kind of simplify things. When everyone's talking about all these players, who are they trying to say is better than who? Like, who is the bar? That right there pretty much answers the question. Michael Jordan. That's 1 point. My second point, if you were to take a poll of all NBA players, I guarantee you 80 to 85% would say
nope.
Michael Jordan.
Maybe higher.
Close.
Maybe higher.
They have. They have.
My
it was 81 Jordan.
I didn't interrupt you. I didn't interrupt
Hold
you
on,
when
Luis.
you were talking about whatever. Also, he straight went on to the Dream Team and pretty much was like, yo, Larry, like those guys, I'm talking Hall of Famers.
5-minute extender.
USA basketball. Like to walk amongst those players' talents, that's insane. And also, again, I don't know if he knows much basketball. Coach K, when he was asked who was the best players, he said Michael Jordan, and Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant's
those
second.
Are the only two players. Those are the only two players. Now, I don't know if Coach K knows much about basketball, but he coached a bunch of teams. And just the straight fear that Michael struck.
And Kobe.
Like in an opposing player. It's just... And, if you want to go box score Bobby, I can just hang it up with 6 rings, and that's fine.
But you know what I would also say is that if I was starting an NBA team and I could draft any player in their prime, Jordan's number 1, not even a hesitation, and number 2 is Kobe Bryant. And the thing is, we haven't even argued the Kobe case here, and you can't just use stats. Stats do not tell the whole story. It's about the best player ever to play, not the player to accumulate the most stats. Again, you look at, a player in the NBA or in the NFL at the quarterback position that's played a long time, that's accumulated stats that, or you look at Stafford, who's gained the most money at the quarterback position. Like hold on. There's data that can skew some things if you let it skew it. But the bottom line is Kobe Bryant was the second best player to ever play the game. He mirrored himself after Jordan. He got better and better and better every year because of Jordan. And this was the most dangerous player in the league after Jordan. And these are the two best players. And like you said, Coach K said it. You ask people with knowledge, they don't care about if LeBron's playing 75 seasons and has 75 years of worth of stats. These are the two best players to play the game. Luis, go ahead, and then back to Travis, then over to Hammer, and then DJ. Go ahead, Hammer, real quickly.
Kobe's not even top 6, but hey, that's okay. I mean, Larry Bird was a killer too.
Saying Kobe's not top 6 is really, I don't think I want to put that out there, bro. If I'm you. I don't want that clipped. You don't want somebody
Jordan, LeBron,
clipping that segment.
Magic, Shaq, Bill, Wilt. I mean, that's 6 right there.
Okay. There's not much to argue here, but go ahead, Hammer, real quickly, and then I'm back over. No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, Luis, I don't know, I'm fine having this conversation. I'm not mad at you, of course, and I appreciate you.
Me neither. No,
but I mean, I don't know. We're gonna go in circles on this because, and the craziest part is, it's like talking to somebody that was in captivity in a 5x5 cell with no windows, TV, or anything. And they walk out and try and tell me how Bijan Robinson played football last year because they opened up a magazine. That's what you're doing when you start talking about Jordan. You have nothing but what other people have told you, and I don't even know what stance you're looking at when you consume that. Somebody that wants to tell the LeBron story, I don't know, but you have no knowledge on Jordan to speak about it. Just like I have none on Wilt. I can't speak. If someone wants to come and say, hey, what about Wilt? I'd say, you know what? That's where there's a crack in the argument, and say, I don't know. That's so far in the past. It's hard to, you want to bring that in. I'd have to heed the road and say, we'll never know. But LeBron and Jordan, there's not a crack in between them. This is a very comparable thing that's very easy to do. And the greatest to ever play the game, you might pull current NBA players that didn't watch Jordan play that weren't even born, bro. And you're going to ask them, you're going to do the same thing that you're doing. You're talking on something you can't talk on. So, yeah, you pull the current NBA that travels and walks 7 steps and flops all over the place and plays horrible defense. You ask those guys who's the GOAT? Yeah, of course they might say LeBron. They never saw it. They weren't alive when Jordan was playing. You're going to pull the current NBA? Who cares? I don't care what the current NBA thinks of Jordan. That means nothing. You talk to the people that played with both. And they'll tell you, Jordan, this is a ridiculous conversation, is what they tell you.
What I bring, how I see it is career, expectations, and we talk on this show. A lot of people mention it a lot of times. Coaching matters. Who did Jordan have, and who did LeBron other than Spoelstra? Like, tell me one coach that LeBron had that actually made him better. That matters too.
I don't know what.
Real quick, and then so I can hang up, and I'll let you guys jump
Nelson,
real quick.
Joe,
MJ is like he's just iconic. Which I think to HT's point, Hammer times. HT's point, this conversation probably even long after I'm gone, MJ will always be relevant. That's not to say LeBron won't, but he's just iconic. He transcended, in my opinion, and the last of the connection because he came in, Kareem was still playing, Magic was still playing. You know, it was a transition period. You know, you had Bird, you had Magic. You know, you got to talk about Magic, 6'9" point guard. I mean, you know, but he's just iconic. I mean, your kids or whatever, somebody in the family wants some Jordans. So, you know, it'll always be relevant, both in terms of, I think, just stardom, overall impact on game, and it would always go back to a conversation about hoops. I don't know that there'll be anyone else like that.
And LeBron, just to get it out there, LeBron is one of the greatest to play the game because of what he's done, longevity, what he's done. He's dominated. He's a big guy that stayed healthy. His ability to stay healthy is unmeasured, like crazy. But that doesn't put him one. Like, just because I don't have him one doesn't mean he's not, you know, a top 5 overall player to ever play the game. Like, he's in that argument. But it's wild to me that anybody speaking that didn't see Kobe play says Kobe's not, like Aldi said, Kobe not even in the top 6 is absolutely hilarious. That's wild to me. Kobe was so good. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? There was no one better than Kobe
was
but
the
Jordan.
closest thing to Jordan.
Closest thing ever. And that's why Kobe's too, is because he was so close to Jordan. Kobe was so good. There was no one that took over a game like Kobe and Jordan. Nobody. LeBron never takes over a game like Kobe and Jordan. It's different. You had to see it. You just don't understand it. It's not your fault. Again, Luis, if you were in the same shoes that I'm in and you watched LeBron and early Kobe, I'm sure you didn't watch early Kobe either. You would, I don't think you would be like, I can't believe I didn't understand this. But it's not your fault. You know, like, but I don't know how you can make the thing that bothers me with this argument. Again, not to the point where I care. I know what side I'm on, and I know I'm on the right side, and that's what makes it frustrating. But the part that kicks me is like the fact that you don't even. I don't think I would make this argument. I don't understand how you even try, because if I haven't seen something with my own eyes, how in the hell am I going to walk into a room or on a phone line or wherever and have an argument with people that actually saw both happen? I just think it's the crazier thing than your stance is the conviction that all of the LeBron supporters have when they have nothing to go on. Only the LeBron stance is all you're armed with. And yet you come in and you argue against a player you never saw play. That is crazier to me than your stance. Because I never do it. I never walk in and start trying to argue Walter Payton versus Emmitt Smith. I couldn't. How in the hell am I going to argue that? I'd be stupid to argue that. So I don't understand. I don't understand how you're arguing Jordan against Jordan. I don't understand it.
My pops argues Jim Brown. I'm hanging up. My pops argues Jim Brown, but I didn't see him play. But you know, DJ. Yeah, no. I'm gonna let you guys have it because I appreciate this and extended the time. Jim Brown, but I never seen him play. Now I've seen the highlights or whatever, but he's like he's adamant about it, you know, and he's been around to see these other running backs, but I can't argue that.
But do you understand what I'm saying though? The fact is to come into a room and have the conviction that Luis has, and all the other pro LeBron is better than Jordan people, to have the conviction to have. Well, I don't respect it. But I don't respect it. But I don't respect it. But I don't respect. I mean, I respect Luis and I respect the attempt. But I don't.
He's right or wrong. He's standing on what he.
Yeah, and I respect that, but I don't think it makes no sense. It makes no sense. I would not walk into a bar with a bunch of bikers. I know nothing about Harleys or anything. read a big, thick book on Harleys and walk in and start arguing about which bike is a better ride because somebody wrote it up and said, this is the engine that has the best exhaust, whatever. And I walk in and I go, they're like, we've ridden them, bro. We've ridden the Harleys. We know this didn't make sense. It cost less, but it was the best ride you'd ever had. Like, this is what I'm talking about. You're walking into a bar and you didn't see any of this happen, and it's so wild to me how convicted you are. It's crazy.
Luis extended it.
Luis, appreciate you dropping another extender.
5-minute extender.
Luis, let's go back to Luis.
If
go
I
ahead.
may say something.
Oh, Bruce. Bruce, go ahead. Didn't even know you're there.
There was an interview Shaquille O'Neal did, and where people would say that it's LeBron versus MJ, and he thought it was disrespectful to kick Kobe out because Kobe had to be in that conversation. And for him personally, he said MJ's 1, Kobe's 2,
and I agree with
LeBron's 3. And he even said, if I would have played with, he said, I only played against MJ. He says, but I worked with Kobe, and I seen, like, he would come into practice. He would be, before practice even started, Kobe was in the building.
Hold on, Bruce, hold on 1 second. Let me pause the timer because I don't want to ruin. I want to read these super chats real quick. Are we holding BTJ or we re-roll for Tate or Tyson? I would rather have my choice of Tate or Tyson allowing the landing spot to gift me one. But I think if you're like telling me you might have one or the other and you don't know which, it makes it a little tougher argument. I think BTJ is getting completely disrespected, but he still is very risky. At the end of the day, you could guarantee me I get the top one, then it's for sure the answer to Tyson Tate. If you told me that I have at least one, but I could get the second one, I think I'd still take it. But I'm trying to emphasize the difference that would make. Thank you for the super chat. I'm so sorry for the wait. Are you still here, my boy? And then Shell, are you still here? MJ over LeBron, no doubt, but LeBron passed Kobe about 8 years ago. Passing him in stats doesn't mean anything, though. Kobe has Shaq to thank for his 3 rings. I disagree with that one. But appreciate you, Strone. Hopefully you heard me read that. Go ahead, Bruce. Continue, and then back over to Travis real quick, then over to Hammer, then over to Luis.
So like I was saying, when Shaq said that, I was kind of like, and I agreed with Shaq. I was like, he played with Kobe, he played against that, and he did play against LeBron. So he does have a point where he says, I played against all 3 of them. I played with one. And he says, when he says that Kobe should be in that conversation and it's disrespectful to kick him out, I think it's true.
Well, Kobe's my 2, so I obviously agree with that. Travis, real quick, and then over to Hammer, then over to Luis.
Yeah, just 2 quick things, and I'll let them beat the rest because they've been spending the money. One, if you want to use like longevity stats and all-time score, this and that, then by that argument, Karl Malone is a top 3 player because he's 3rd all-time in scoring. He was around forever. He set all these records.
Perfect example.
He's a great player, but he's not there. And the only other thing I was going to say is that, LeBron has taken over games here and there. He can take over a game.
Sure. That's why he's like
guys
3 or 4.
Yep. Right. Guys like Kobe and Jordan were just pure assassins, and they would take over full series. They would just own full series, take it over, and win it, basically by themselves with their supporting cast, whatever they needed. LeBron never takes over a series and just owns it and takes it away.
And the sheer fact that Jordan
still
a
game here and there,
and the sheer fact that Jordan still is the top scorer per game in NBA history with 30 point whatever it is, 30.1, 30 point whatever, and the fact that in today's soft NBA, which is laughable when people say, "Who did Jordan play against? He didn't have to win against anybody." This NBA is so much softer than like Clyde Drexler and the Portland Trailblazers would have beat about 90% of the teams every year. So I don't want to hear it. You just don't know. You don't know how good Clyde and those boys were. You just don't. It's not your fault, but you don't know if you didn't watch. You just don't get it. Like this comment here, Wolf. You know I love you, pal, but MJ never faced a team like that. That's what I'm talking about. You didn't see it. It's crazy to me. You don't know that. You don't know that, Wolf. You don't. You're just assuming you read it somewhere that the NBA.
The Knicks, the Supersonics, the Magic,
Patrick Ewing and Patrick.
How about the Rockets, Hakeem Olajuwon, and all of them? Like, give me
never beat them. You never beat Hakeem.
Crazy.
David Robinson and Tim Duncan together on one team.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, bro. It's unbelievable.
I like Curry's comment, which just makes the point. LeBron would have 6 rings if it wasn't for Steph and KD.
Yeah. But again, if Jordan played in today's NBA, Allen Iverson said, and we got another extender from Luis. Luis wants the floor in a second. If LeBron played in today's NBA, he would have scored 50 points a game. Then what kind of stats? If we're going to use stats to talk about LeBron, then what would we be looking about for Jordan's? Jordan on less seasons would have outscored LeBron in points.
Yeah,
what do we?
Jordan himself said he wouldn't have scored as much because of the zone defenses played in today's NBA. Handchecking was available, but not in the actual score box. And then the zone defense, LeBron gets double team.
You just made another case for MJ. Handchecking was a lot.
Jordan said it himself. He would have not scored as much because of the zone defenses played in today's NBA.
That's not true.
He can get double team. Yeah. You can flood. You can go. You can actually double team. He was single team, and that's why he was so good in ISO. That's what made Jordan elite.
But you can carry, you can gather step, you can basically travel, you can flop, you can do load man. There's all these things that would counter.
I don't care what anybody says. Jordan would have scored 50 points a game. Jordan would have scored 50 points a game.
That's like saying he would have won 8 in a row. That's like me saying if LeBron played. Go ahead, Emerson.
He probably would have won 8 in a row.
So what I'm about to say, everyone's going to freak out. I'm not saying he's in the top 5, but what I would say, yes, he's my favorite player of all time.
Out.
What Allen Iverson did, he was more impactful for the culture of the game. And if you want to talk about dominating, at 6 feet, he drugged garbage.
And he had no help.
And he went himself up against Shaq into Shaq without fear. So that carries a lot of weight dude, if you want to talk about just being someone who can single-handedly, he has that talent over LeBron from what I've seen.
He's the best pound for pound scorer ever, for sure.
Yeah. And when Allen Iverson tells you that someone's better than him or says that he would have scored 50 points a game, you better listen. Because Allen Iverson's the person to ask. Because that is a scoring monster of the NBA history. Like the guy that you would, when you think of a guy who's going to, drop 40 or 50, if he's telling you that Jordan would score 50 a game, I think I'd listen to him. No matter what the context was of the specific, I don't know what interview that was. I've seen Jordan talk about it plenty of times, so I can't say that Luis is wrong about Jordan speaking one time about something that might have been twisted or whatever. And I don't even care if Jordan was humble about saying, no, I'm telling you, Jordan would have scored way more than 30. Maybe it wouldn't be 50, maybe it'd be 45, but Jordan would score absolutely 40 plus a game, no matter what. This guy would score 30.1 points per game. Mario extending the chat or the show. MJ, Kobe, LeBron in that order. That's my exact order. And I think it's crazy that we're having this much a debate over LeBron being in that 3. Now, I think he could tie for 3 with a few guys, or you could have different conversations. But it is MJ, Kobe, then the LeBron conversation where he could win that. Would take place. And it's not just me. Like, you got to look at some of the other comments, and when people continuously say Kobe's in the top 2, and you say things, Luis, like that's crazy. aren't you seeing a pattern? Wouldn't you say there's a lot of people saying that watch both play? Maybe there's something to it.
For sure. I believe it has to do a lot with the Hammers take when it comes to him choosing Allen Iverson. Kobe for the culture.
No,
I love Kobe.
You didn't listen to what I said when I literally prefaced it saying you're going to freak out. I never said he was a top 5 player. I said what he did was impressive, and what he did for a culture, I would say he changed the culture towards LeBron.
Well, people will hold that and then will make him elevate above other greats. When I'm not saying names that are not good. I'm saying Bird. I'm saying Magic. I'm saying Bill Russell, and I'm saying Wilt and Hakeem. Like
which is Luis, I love you, but it's ridiculous to be talking about players you never saw play.
Oh, if that's how you're basing it on, then LeBron would have. I can say LeBron being the biggest player and the fastest player on the floor in the 1990s, he would have scored. We can go on this debate. It's not about proving anybody right. Honestly, I never came into this with this.
Okay.
Idea.
Let's stop. I'll stop with the trying to counterpunch everything you're saying. I guess I am interested in what you think, and even though I disagree, it is interesting, and I'll stop. I'll stop. You're right. Then just let you voice your reasons why, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Everybody's got an opinion. Maybe I'm wrong on the Kobe part, and maybe if I don't know, if I thought about it more, maybe it'd be a tie between LeBron and Kobe. I'm not saying that I'm perfect on this. All I know is Jordan, to me, without hesitation, is the number one player to ever play the game, and not to mention he changed everything about it. He transformed everything about it. LeBron wouldn't even be LeBron without Jordan. And I know that you could say it doesn't change anything.
23.
You what?
That's why he wears number 23. That's his idol.
I mean, nobody moved like Jordan. Nobody scored like Jordan. Nobody flew through the air like Jordan. He made everybody better that watched basketball at 9, 10, 11 years old, 8 years old to become better player. Like Jordan is literally the pathway for why the NBA became what it became. And LeBron, unfortunately, in my opinion, is in a way bad for the NBA in the way that now you can carry the ball, you can travel. He gets away with everything. He flops. It's really not a good ending to it, and it's making the NBA unbearable to watch. I put it up on my Instagram stories where LeBron took that 6-7 steps and dunked. It's ridiculous. And now you got all these explainers out there that are like, well, but it's actually okay to take these steps to the letter of the law. And it just makes you say to yourself, like, this is ridiculous. Jordan wouldn't, like, if Jordan could take 7 steps like you can in today's NBA with the gather interpretations, which I'm not arguing aren't to the letter of the law, arguable in some of these cases, Jordan would have invented moves we've never even seen. And if you watch Jordan go up with one ball, and nobody had the ability to palm and pump fake and maneuver the ball around and float through the air, and the guy was magical, just transcended and created a whole new NBA that would never have been in existence without him. And again, if you put him, and I know you could say that if you put LeBron here or whatever, I get what you're trying to say. If I can say it, you can say it. But if you put LeBron or put Jordan in today's NBA, he would run circles around everybody. It wouldn't even be close. He wouldn't get better. He'd get worse. And that's coming from people that played with him, like Iverson.
Jordan looked like Spider-Man in the court.
Yeah, I think the reality is, as I was listening to everyone, LeBron can't win. HT made a good point, Hammer Time. HT made a good point in terms of AI and impact. We could talk basketball, right? But LeBron, he can't win. The reality is the social media, the way, these sneaker deals, which again, MJ's is iconic. Somebody in the March Madness signed a sneaker deal. Oh, well, not that big of a deal. We'll see. So, he's at the forefront of that. So LeBron, and in this era, it's strictly about hoops. We can say what we want to. He's not, in my opinion, iconic. He's going to remain relevant. But it stops there. Now, this Wemby kid, now he's different, but that's, it remains to be seen. But, because there's
you gotta wait.
change.
You gotta pump the brakes on Wemby. Wemby's certainly on track for it, but like you gotta pump the brakes on that. Like we talked about last. All right, thanks, DJ. We talked about Blake Griffin and Zion Williams and how everybody put these expectations on him and everything looked hunky dory at the beginning. I think Wemby's probably going to go down as one of the better players to ever play, but there's still a long road before we start having those conversations. But yeah, what a track he's on. He looks unbelievable. And
Jokic is on track too to be one of the best.
Yeah, Jokic
ever.
is.
I mean,
yeah, it's wild though.
Starting it up.
For me,
Luis.
For me,
5.
Can you put Steph in there too? With LeBron, like this era, Steph has been phenomenal.
Yeah, Steph has been pretty good, but I don't know if I'd put him in the top 3 conversation.
No,
You know what I mean?
he wouldn't be the same in other eras. He's a great shooter.
Yeah.
And I take nothing away from him, but he had trouble with his ankles and was having some little bit of trouble at the beginning of his career, and the game kind of changed at the perfect time for him. Granted, he changed it as well. I give him credit for that, but I'm not sure he'd be as successful in other.
Trey, you keep talking trash in the chat, but you never tend to call in and make your point. You end up go missing, and at the end of the show, you go, "Where's the number?" And
He
the
won't
number.
even make a point in the chat either.
No, he doesn't know how. Most points of all time tougher
You
teams.
gotta
Made everything.
put in something because I gotta say something.
Go ahead, Luis. The floor is yours.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's basically what it is. There's no argument with you guys. You guys are not going to change your stance, and that's perfectly fine. But he has most points. That's a fact. He played against tougher teams, which that is honestly a statistical fact. I know I didn't watch MJ play. That's cool. But one thing is he made everybody better. Everybody praises Magic, how great he was. He had to retire early. LeBron is what Magic would have done. He would have never retired. So that's my argument for him being the GOAT. But that's my opinion. That's your opinion. I didn't see Jordan play. We didn't see Will play. We didn't see Bill Russell. Heck, we didn't even there might have been somebody in the 1920s that was better than both of them, but we didn't see him. So that's going to be an argument for Tom, for everybody to discuss. And, there was a poll that was made, like Hammer said, between NBA players. It was current NBA players, which is it goes against my case. But in 2019, it ranked 80% Jordan and then about 15% LeBron. They did it again about 2 years ago. Now it's 46% Jordan and 43% LeBron. So within 10 years, and you're going to hate to see it, but it's just a factual fact of life, it's going to be LeBron as the GOAT. To you, he's never
it's not.
Be the GOAT.
But hey, real quickly, keep in mind that it's because we're in the present. And I can't vouch for your poll or if it's the same, group. And not to mention, like I said, hey, I know, but you got to understand what I said is if you poll younger people, they don't remember Jordan. So Jordan's not going to resonate. So just like you think LeBron will get more and more votes, LeBron will get less and less votes as time goes on too. And they'll both fall to the wayside. That's the way it is. Look at the Wemby conversations. People are going to be like LeBron and Jordan. It's Wemby. So your argument, it's not accurate. LeBron's not going to continue to climb. It's gonna level out, and then he's going to drop off, just like Jordan's dropping off. But just like you don't know your great grandfather's story, you barely remember your grandfather's story, and you certainly remember your dad's. As things go on, the facts and everything gets lost. Just like we don't know about Wilt Chamberlain, we just heard stories. Just like you've only heard stories about Jordan. It's the same thing. Don't be so quick to think, and not to mention you're polling a younger generation. They don't know Jordan. They're just like you. They heard about it. He's a chupacabra. It's a story. It's a fable. Jordan's not real.
Smitty, I think they think of the Jordan of the Wizards when he was horrible. I think they really do think of Jordan as he was with the Wizards.
People think on the Wizards.
I grew up in Mexico, and there was my whole family, my whole dad's side, they all play basketball, and our neighbors were into basketball. All I heard growing up from the time I was 2 years old to the time I was 9 and I came back to the U.S., Jordan. So I used to go and research and watch the guy. I mean, I wanted to watch the highlights. He looks amazing. And I hated LeBron the whole lot. Like, basically, I always hated LeBron because I'm such a big Celtics fan. But then it came to a time in the plays when I said, wow, this is unstoppable. Like, if he wants to, he's going to do it. So fault him for always doing the pass. You know, but he did, though. He did. He has done it. And, you know, he's always been the most unselfish player in the court. And he can do anything he wants. He truly can.
Bro,
he's the best passer.
Silver, I love Silver's response. Silver's right. You probably haven't even watched YouTube videos on Jordan. You probably only watch shorts.
That's crazy. No, I watch videos.
You probably only seen YouTube shorts. You haven't even watched a full YouTube video.
I've watched The Last Dance. I mean, there's so many. Jordan is everywhere. Like, that's all you hear about.
Well,
like,
obviously you're not absorbing enough of it. But hey, one thing I will say is Silver even said this. Touche, and hats off to you for continuing to super chat. And even though people are trying to roast you and dunk on you, you're still here. You're kind of like Dennis Rodman in a paint. You enjoy it. You just want the chaos. You're in there. You're bored and like crazy, bro. You keep rebounding. I appreciate you no matter what.
Man, I'm in like I told you, I'm in that little mini dynasty league, and there's 9 guys against 1 every single time. Every year it's the same conversation. It keeps getting a lot easier every single year. I'm not gonna stop. I mean, I'm gonna stand on my beliefs, and that's cool. Oh, but I will say something to Hammer. So the other day when I was really wasted, and I was just saying dumb things for no reason. So I mentioned that Bryce Young was a top 10 quarterback.
Horrible.
So I was entirely wrong. He is in my list. I know, yeah. I have him 15. But I did look at something because I kept saying he was clutch. So the reason I said that is because I've seen. I'm just, you know, he
read something.
He has the most game winning. That's what you watch the guy play in crunch time, man. He's clutch. 15 game winning drives. More than Allen, more than Mahomes. So I know, like, for me, that's kind of what made him stood out. Well, of course, you still have to be able to perform. I'm not trying to say he's top.
Luis, thank you for the extender.
Yeah, I'm on number 15, so I just wanted to say that I was wrong.
Can I just say I believe you like to defy. I think is what it is. And as much as you are a diehard supporter of the channel, and Luis, again, I appreciate you so much, bro. I'm not mad at you. This is an argument about this is a debate about the topic, not you. But I do feel like you dig sometimes for something like you're going up against 9 guys, constantly disagreeing and going against the grain in your league with the topics too. Like I could tell, like talking about Bryce Young at all is wild.
That was wild, man. That was so wild.
I mean, not to mention you're talking about you're comparing him to Brady and all that was wild. But then to like even like try and debate Bryce Young against any current starter in the league is also wild. It's like it's crazy.
I don't know about all that.
I do.
I think he's got a lot to prove. He's done good. He's not elite at all. I'm not saying that. That's why I said
You did say that.
I was super
no, you did say that.
But I was super wrong. That's what I'm trying to.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that too.
To his credit, he did say he's cheeks, but he's elite.
Yeah, you did. It was funny, Luis. I don't know if you heard it all, but you're like, bro. I know Bryce Young's cheeks, but he's so good.
I have to stop.
He's so cheeks, but man, he's clutch.
Because Hammer was on the line. To be honest with you, he was the Carolina Panther fan, so I don't know. Just at that moment, I just wanted to go. Like you said, I like to go against the grain sometimes.
Like the other thing, the other two, yeah, you do like to go against the grain. But the other kind of like, I think that the part that puts you at a real disadvantage right away, like you talk about your 9 group of friends always against you, is because of the boldness that you try and do on other things, and then it just kind of resonates on the next thing that you talk about. So like you're here trying to debate Jordan, LeBron, and you just tried to debate that Bryce Young was 1,000 times better than he actually is, regardless if you're taking it back. So it's like it carries over to the next debate, and even if you're kind of more right than wrong, then it can have that effect on the people. I think is probably what you're dealing with your league. Is that they're remembering the last time you went against everybody, and they're like, there he goes again.
I have a reputation to keep up. I joined the league 3 years ago, And they said that ever since I joined it, it's been the funnest league. And basically, again, it's okay. I love it. I do it for fun at that point.
I appreciate you.
So it's okay.
Everybody here appreciates you. You've extended the show. You can keep extending. You got the Rumble show started early. Like, everybody appreciates your passion. And regardless of right or wrong, we appreciate you. And it's a good debate.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna win it. I'm really glad that you actually put it on the screen, man. Because something other than football, that's an accomplishment for I can say that's an accomplishment. Right
Yeah,
now. That's pretty cool. Appreciate that. Yeah.
No, bro.
Took a lot of bugging, but I mean, it's something. So if anybody, it's the people show. That's the whole purpose of it. You make it fun. You do more content than everybody. I didn't think you were gonna go live today, but I just realized you have been going live for 7 days straight.
Well,
last time you took a day off, man.
I go live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. And I go live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. I go live whenever Big News breaks. I go live consistently, constantly. Sometimes we do 5-10 shows a day. Read my last one about Mahomes. If Mahomes wins another Super Bowl or 2, in 10 years, people will say Mahomes is the GOAT and Brady played when everybody sucked. And that's the way the world works, unfortunately, because guess what? The people that didn't see Brady play will not remember how good Brady was. They won't.
That argument is a little because Brady actually beat Mahomes. So Jordan and LeBron never played each other.
Bro, Brady got manhandled by Eli Manning. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That stuff doesn't matter. You can't take one thing and cherry pick and just say LeBron scored 3. He won 3 titles in a row. No one beat him during those years. Isaiah Thomas didn't beat him that year. Jordan is the reason why the Pistons didn't make got seeded in the wrong way that made them lose. Like, Jordan had something to do with that. Like, let's not pretend
Isaiah Thomas had retired.
You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that you try
I know what you mean, but I'm just saying.
You try and say that because you cherry pick because he couldn't beat this guy. Like, does anybody believe that Tom Brady's not better than Eli Manning? Does anybody believe that put a dent in Tom Brady's legacy at all? No.
Giant fans do.
Yeah,
I know.
But that's besides the point.
Yeah, another $5 extender from Luis.
5-minute extender.
No, Hammer.
Or Hammer? I'm sorry, Hammer.
I was like, damn, I'm doing it telepathically at this point. I don't even realize.
Hammer's got something to say.
Okay, Hammer, go ahead. Floor's yours.
Hammer.
Yeah, I think it's MJ over. But one thing I do want to say, and this is why I actually really don't like this topic. I only argue when I hear something that I just see is just ridiculous, is all of this takes away from like greatness that goes on. Like, and I'm saying this for like LeBron, for instance. I'm saying like into the, like society doing all this shit. Like, we're not experiencing, like, we're not going to witness another LeBron. Like, and that's what I'm saying. So like people that spend all this time and energy on, who's better, like, dude, like right now, this wave of players, like, these guys are amazing. So like, it's this guy, it's that, but like, again, when they all end with, who are they always comparing it to, and who's the standard? Who it always ends with Michael. But I do want to say that, like, just we need to also like appreciate what goes on as sports fans, and that's one thing I feel like NBA and all this whatever, like, it diminishes. Like, I don't know. That's kind of my point for me.
But I mean, that's why I think it's funny when I'm putting LeBron 3 and then we get such a crazy outrage that we have to have a show on this about it because I'm ranking him 3, or similar to Makai Lemon. You know, if I have him as a 3 or 4, people are like, "Oh my God, he's not your 1," and it's like you're taking away. You're right. There is a little bit of taking away, but it's a fun debate, and honestly, everybody in the chat wanted it. And they were going crazy when we were talking about it in the chat. So Luis wanted to make it a after hours in the after hour show, after hour segment.
Yeah, I'm down to party.
And it's, you know, it's definitely an intriguing debate. I just wish I could have it with someone that watched Jordan. That's the problem I have with it, and I'll always have with it, is I would never walk into a biker bar and argue Harleys with a bunch of people that have driven or rode all the Harleys, and I read about it. Or my daddy told me bedtime stories about it. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's the part that bothers me to the point where I'm in that space when I'm arguing. It's just like, if somebody were to come in and have a sound argument that watched both play, it would be completely different. I think I'd still disagree with them, and I'd really question them. Because honestly, Luis, I think you're a bright enough guy that if you did see both of them play, you'd be like, geez, I'm on the Jordan side. What was I even thinking? So anybody that actually did come in and argue it, I probably would think even less of their argument and be like, you lived through both of it and you're saying this? Whereas at least I believe Luis, if he saw it, he'd be like, bro, Smitty, I owe you an apology. LeBron, it was great. Top 3 or 4, sure. But man, boy, did I not understand the landscape of everything and how good Jordan was and what he did when he did it when no one else was doing it like that. Coming in and just gliding and flying and the dunk contests and everything that he revolutionized about the game. Dunks, no one dunked like Dominique Wilkins and Jordan when Dominique Wilkins and Jordan started dunking. You know, it just, people didn't do windmills. No one would take the ball and just literally 360 it around and properly dunk the basketball. He was it. He defined everything we're watching today. And now we're watching a lot of the rules and the gather and all that stuff just unravel the NBA. It's a joke. It's a circus now. I don't even watch the NBA anymore. I don't have time, number one, but even if I had time, I tend to be like, I'd rather stream a TV show than get into the NBA anymore. It's just it's just a joke. All this traveling and nonsense is just insane. It's insane. But that's how I feel about it. You know, I feel like it's becoming like boxing.
WWE. We still tune into boxing. No, don't get me on.
It feels like the WWE, bro. Watching these guys travel and it's crazy, man. LeBron's flopping bothers me though. That like to be the GOAT, I don't know that you can do what he's doing. Like he literally will grab both his elbows. He's not even hit, man. He's not even. No one bumped him at all. Like that. That's not even. It's not even trustworthy basketball, man. You know, and
Kevin Garnett used to try to bully him, and he still went over him. So I just know LeBron would have done great because of his physicality. I mean, you're telling me a 6'9", 250-pound guy
is number 3 overall.
A 40. Well, that's crazy to me. That's really crazy.
But I'm putting him 3. I'm respecting the hell out of him. I'm saying he's 3, like that.
Well,
that size.
I put him 1, so to me it's crazy. It's like me saying Jordan is 3. Like that's the same thing. You'll be like, what the heck? That's crazy.
I could keep arguing my points, but whatever.
Well, we're not saying the championships don't matter.
11. So and then we don't see him. It's an ongoing cycle. It's like
we're just gonna keep circling around over and over.
It always ends like this.
6 championships versus 5. Longevity didn't give him more championships.
Career.
Longevity didn't give him more championships. Jordan had 1 more championship.
Kareem was held under the highest standards because it was the highest scorable time. And then when LeBron got it, everybody forgot about it. I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't.
I agree. Just like presidents too. You remember presidents differently 20 years later. I remember when George W. Bush was supposed to be like the demon of all demons, and now everyone said, "Don't worry, history will remember things differently." Now they just think he's a teddy bear. Like no one even thinks of George W. Bush in a bad way anymore. History has a tendency to water down a lot of obviously the memories that people have that saw these things take place. And then the passing on of the information watered down makes them almost unknown, to the generations that come after. That's why I say that Jordan or LeBron will not be the greatest of all time and continue to rise in the poll you talk about, because when he's gone, it's going to be about 5 years. And then about after that, the people that were like 9 and 10 that don't remember 9 and 10 are now 15, 14, 18, and they start remembering more. And you're just going to have people that are like, LeBron, I remember that story. He just played a long time. That's what people are going to say about him. And he's going, Luis, that's what's going to happen. That's not up for debate. In 10 years, people that didn't see LeBron play will just look at the longevity, and Wemby will be above him, and all the other players that are playing right now. Well, that's the way. That's why you're saying what you're saying. That's my whole point.
And LeBron,
it'll be the same cycle, and it'll still be going to Michael. It'll still be going back, and that's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael.
And LeBron left the game with a worse image than when he came in.
Hey.
People think of the NBA.
Hey, Luis, what shoes do you have? What basketball shoes do you have? You have Jordans?
Me?
Or do you have the LeBrons?
Actually, Adidas. I have Adidas. No, I don't have. I don't really buy Nike. I like Nike. No, I like Adidas. Sorry. I like Adidas. I don't really like Nike. So,
all right.
Yeah, no, I've never owned a pair of Jordans, so I don't really.
It's a good debate.
It's a waste of money because it's too expensive. It's too expensive to buy Jordans. I mean, just the shoes not really going to make you better. I would actually.
I hear if you wear the LeBrons, you fall down and flop, uncontrollably. Yeah. They make you fall.
And I hear if you wear the Jordans, it's not going to make you fly. So it's just. I mean, it's apples to apples, man. It's the same thing. Like,
it ain't the same thing, but okay. But I appreciate you, bro.
This Dynasty show, because it has I'm pretty sure because it has the little LeBron and the Jordan on it, it might have the most views, man. Watch. Just because people are going to notice that. They're going to click on it. So that's pretty cool.
I'll see.
I appreciate you doing the show, for real. Cause,
heck yeah, bro.
I mean,
appreciate you.
There's been something on my mind. Hammer, what else you want to say? Please keep going, because you have some of the oddest takes for me, but you always have a point.
The oddest takes for
again, there's greatest, best, but like impactful. Again, you have to choose what you want to debate and argue, and you can then pull up a bunch of other players. But again, if you're talking greatest, Michael. But if you want to go other avenues, then I can, like I said, I'm not saying he's top 5. I could put Allen Iverson in for a bunch of things, a bunch of topics.
It just depends on the conversation you're having. Yeah, if you're saying who is if you went to every coach in the NBA right now and said, if you could draft one player in their prime, what player? Oh, I thought we were done, but Luis dropped another.
That's for Hammer. I'm done.
This is Luis. Okay, but yeah, I would say, thank you, Luis. I think you would probably have, I would say 95% of maybe Wemby starts coming into a conversation because someone's trying to future-proof the conversation or whatever. But if you said not including Wemby and you're starting a franchise and you had to go with, like LeBron back, who would be the one player you would draft if you could draft them in their prime and play them today in the NBA today? I almost guarantee you that it's like a 90% Michael Jordan. It's just, and that should tell you something, but it is what it is, bro. It is what it is.
LeBron, Jordan, and a lot of the people that watch it today, a lot of people will say Luka and Jokic, just because he can take over a game and he's done some of the craziest stats.
Luka.
I wonder how many points Allen Iverson would have in today's game. That's
probably 50 as well. Probably 50 as well. I think Jordan and Iverson would go down to the best players ever especially if you put Iverson in today's NBA. Iverson would be better. I think proportionately, you put Jordan in today's NBA, he would be 50 points a game. And he'd be so much better than he was back then. You put Iverson in today's NBA, he might even proportionately be better than Jordan grew. Not saying he'd be better than Jordan. I'm just saying you get more out of him with that transition from the past to the future. Because he would just score 55 points.
In the 70s.
He would do well. There's no doubt about it. But he wouldn't. Going backwards doesn't.
Athlete of all time.
Iverson can shoot.
You put Iverson in the set.
That's not what I was saying.
I mean, you're definitely going to get different. Like you take somebody from today's NBA and put them into the past. You probably should get a better producing player than they played now, right? But I don't think it's proportionately the same. And not to, like if you put Jordan back the same number of years, you put LeBron back the same number of years, you're going to see Jordan do even more. So like it's hard to say that when the game, the athleticism and everything, and the preparedness of players. But what's crazy though, you talk about the 70s. if you put LeBron back in the NBA that Jordan played in, so we're not talking about necessarily, the 70s, we're talking about early
89 towards
then I think LeBron is not that much better than he is right now because the NBA was so tough then. You go into the 70s and 60s, they were far less equipped. I think I could have made the NBA. But
so if he gets on the break, you're going to stop him? If he's coming down 20 miles per hour?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, because the league is tougher back then. The league was tougher back then. That's what I don't think you understand.
Yeah.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Shaq
but
would have dropped him.
He can play tight.
Shaq would have ruined him.
That has nothing to do with anything, Luis.
I don't think you realize how big and athletic Shaq was in his prime.
Yeah, Shaq was a star.
I saw him play in the Magic. It was crazy. I mean, he shot his only 3.
Well, I know, but what I'm trying to tell you,
what
I'm trying to tell you is during Jordan's reign, the NBA was tougher. So yes, LeBron would have a more struggle bus type of season going up against the defenses that were the NBA back then. I'm telling you, you don't understand that. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's no one's fault. You didn't watch it. You didn't know. You're only hearing about it. It's not your fault. But the NBA was so tough back then, bro. Breaking fingers, and this is not the you travel, gather, flop. It's not even the same NBA. The hand checking that went on back then, and the holding, like, it was crazy, bro. It was crazy. The fouls that it's like watching street basketball in a way. The way you go play.
They literally went at you and just dropped you while you were up in the air. Like, it's legit. Like, it was legit.
Did you ever watch Sean Taylor and Ed Reed and that whole era of defense? It's like,
oh yeah, dude.
Wide receivers, wide receivers right now, and you have it's kind of similar. Like, dude, you weren't going across the middle with Sean Taylor.
Yeah,
Sean Taylor. That's why he's got a statue. Ed
you
Reed,
can't hand check like you could back in the day, bro.
Scare the heck out of you.
Back in the day, Jordan, to get to the hoop, had to swat someone's hand down because there was somebody grabbing his waist. It's bro. It's not even. It's crazy talk.
One. Yeah. Hey, it's maybe one last thing. Wild Wild West. When you're gonna have it? I know you're. You said early April.
Yeah, very early, or thinking like the 4th or 5th or something. I'll figure it out. This week we're gonna start giving away spots, highest super chatters of shows, and giving away in the Patreon a couple times. We'll get it filled up. I think we got like 6 to 8 spots to fill. Wild Wild West draft. Timer's going out. Luis, thank you. Hammer, DJ,
sure.
Travis.
I just don't want to fall asleep again. I did it last year and I did it yesterday. I fall asleep sometimes out of nowhere.
No worries.
Okay, that's why I was asking.
Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. Luis, you're the man. Hammer, you're the man. DJ, thanks. Travis, thanks for calling in. Great debate. Another hour and a half show brought to you by Hammer and Luis. Later, bros.
Oh, Bruce, what do you want to say?
Yeah, Bruce? Oh, Bruce hung up. Oh. Bruce, if you want to call in real quick. All right, thanks, Hammer. Thank you, Luis. Appreciate you both.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you. See you now.
Later, Hammer. Hammer time. Bruce, if you want to call back in and say goodbye, I don't mind. Here he is. Bruce with 19 seconds. Bruce, Hail Mary. 15 seconds. Go, Brucey. 14.
Hail Mary is I have MJ 1 and Kobe 2. And I have a tie with Steph and LeBron. That's just my personal opinion.
Brucey, appreciate you.